The new year represents a perfect time for us to acknowledge what was, just think about what is, and imagine what can come about. And my next guest is the perfect person to lead us in a conversation about that. I'm joined by Carlos Martinez, the lead technician of Onsite Workshops. Welcome to the Sami Cone Show, Carlos.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here too. Now, full disclosure, I actually have attended Onsite Workshops before, and you probably didn't know that I did this because we're not allowed to share what we do or even our last names, and we'll talk more about that before, but I was so transformed by what happened at Onsite. Can you give our audience just a little glimpse of what Onsite Workshops is all about?
Yeah, so on-site, generally we offer intensive workshops for people to come either do an individual intensive or a couples intensive or a week-long workshop where they can do a group experience. And we have different programs like healing trauma, healthy love and relationships, the Living Centered program, which is our flagship program. And it's really designed to help you step away from the craziness of the world, to step away from emails and phone calls and text messages and just let you focus and be you.
Yeah, and it does that so well. And you led some of those small group lectures that we would start the mornings off with. And one of the things that stood out most that you said is that some of what's happened to us was our body's way of protecting us, not to feel shame or guilt because of the things that we've done or that have happened to us, but just to almost thank our body. Can you talk about how people can start out by just acknowledging the past?
Yeah, so trauma, I think, and so we talk a lot about trauma and what we do here, and trauma isn't a memory, it is a reenactment or a re-experiencing of what our body went through. And so all the ways that we develop to deal with those traumas, whether it's checking out, whether it's dissociating, it might be doom scrolling or Amazon or Netflix or, something. Those are all attempts that our body makes in order to try and take care of us and survive the moment. So I see a lot of people come through and really think negatively and poorly of themselves for how they got through some of the worst, incredible, like horrible experiences of their life. And so the way to kind of turn it on its head is to understand, no, those things that you did helped you survive, and thank God that you're here now. Working on it.
Yeah, that was so helpful for me. Another thing that's helped me in the present, and this is a little surprise, does this mean something to you, Carlos, this ampersand? One of the things that you taught me, I was hoping I would get you there. A lot of times we say but, like I was doing this, but this. And you said, don't say but, say and. So for everyone that doesn't get the little inside joke, explain the and.
Yeah, I have that ampersand. I was just talking to somebody this morning in one of our workshops that I am a recovering all or nothing thinker, that I used to think a lot of things, it was this or that, it was all or nothing, it was black and white. And one of the things that's deeply helped me in my emotional recovery is trying to think in terms of this and this can be true at the same time. One of my therapists used to make fun of me that I would say the word and I would make it last about 4 syllables long. And because, recovery thinking is really two things can be true at the same time or more, rather than it's this or this.
Yeah.
I love that you have that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. Before I let you go, we have to think future. And one of the things I learned at Onsite as well was this 2-degree shift. And so sometimes, especially in the new year, we have all these resolutions and make these big goals. What is the significance behind the 2-degree shift?
Yeah, I would say in a word, kindness. When we come into these new year and new goals and things that a lot of that all or nothing thinking with I must, I have to lose 10 pounds in a week. I need to learn this new language immediately. And the kindest thing you can do to yourself is to give yourself space and realization that it took some time to get here, and it's going to take some time on this 2-degree course of where I want to get. It'll take time, and if you invest in that 2-degree shift, it will absolutely be worth it because it'll be sustainable. When we make a 180-degree shift, we can go off willpower for a little bit, but the 2-degree shift is going to make sure that we sustain it and it lasts.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. There's so much at Onsite that helped me. Miles, the founder, had said, I heard him say recently, what if we could remember who we were before the world told us who to be. If there was one, just a few seconds left, what would you tell people as they're considering how to think of themselves in this new year?
Yeah, I would encourage everyone. One of my favorite things to say is my hope is that people would give themselves just as much, if not more, compassion than they've been willing to give everybody else. We give people a lot of slack. Maybe it's time to start giving yourself a little bit more too.
That's so beautiful. Carlos, I wish we could talk longer. I learned so much. This is just a little snippet. There are great resources online at experienceonsite.com. And there's actually a really unique promotion going on for people that want to participate in person here in Tennessee. They can go to experienceonsite.com. Carlos, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been such a blessing.
Honor. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.